Today I'm at the Clark County Wetlands Park. They call it the Splash in the Mojave, the hottest and driest desert in North America. But at almost 3,000 acres, it's a big splash. Established in 1991, the Clark County Wetlands Park teems with life just 9 miles east of the Las Vegas Strip. Crystal, hi.
Hi, John.
How are you?
Great, welcome to Wetlands Park.
As a recreational specialist, Crystal gets to witness reactions of first-time visitors at this oasis right outside of the city. Man, this place is awesome. It's beautiful. And this nature center, I mean, it's huge. How long has this been here?
Well, the Nature Center opened in April of 2013. The most exciting part of the Nature Center is our exhibit hall. It's open every day, 7 days a week, 9 a.m. to 4, and it's free. Anyone can come down.
How many people you got coming through here?
This year, I think our lowest was about 1,700 and our highest was about 4,400 in a month.
The park itself, how big is that?
Well, the entire park, the 2,900 acres, is about 7 miles long and 1 mile wide. Here in the Nature Preserve, there's about a total of 6 miles of intersecting trails.
The Nature Preserve covers 210 acres of land. The jewel of the park, the preserve, draws the most visitors with an array of ponds and diverse wildlife. Oh my gosh. This is beautiful. I'm seeing turtles, I'm seeing all kinds of birds. Tell me about the numbers of species you have here.
Well, more than 300 species of birds have been identified along the Las Vegas Wash, and about 70 species of mammals, reptiles, and amphibians.
I saw something that acted like a duck, but it had a red face. What was that?
Well, that is not a duck, even though it sounds a lot like a duck and looks a lot like a duck. That is actually a common gallinule, and they split it off from a species with a common name of moorhen. And so that's one of our commonly spotted birds here.
The wetlands provide an ideal home for wading birds, such as the green heron and the great egret. If you look hard enough, you might spot a great blue heron, blending effortlessly into its environment. And I saw something that looked like it had been chewed on. Do you have beavers here as well?
We do! And I have to say, the park was not built with beaver in mind. And so it's a little bit of a struggle for us. They work all night, we work all day, and then so there's kind of a constant back and forth with us trying to keep the water flowing and them trying to dam up the streams.
Beavers made their way to the wetlands from the Colorado River in the 50s and 60s. At the Wetlands Park, they use mud and other vegetation like reeds to build their dams rather than the traditional logs. I can see where it would be tempting to come here and try and feed the animals.
Right, right. Yeah, and that does happen. We do not allow it. It is against the law in Clark County parks actually to feed animals, and it impacts their ability to be wild animals. Yeah. We want them to stay away from people. We want them to forage, and the food that people provide them isn't the nutrition that they get. They basically have a natural no-carb diet, so something like bread and chips is just the worst thing you can feed a water bird.
The wetlands derive from the natural water system that flows underground from the Spring Mountains to the Colorado River. Water surfaces along this path as springs, which first drew Native American and European settlers to the Las Vegas area. Tell me about the water that we're standing over.
Alrighty, well really the water is the reason for this whole park. This is the Las Vegas Wash. There's 3 water treatment plants upstream, and they're the ones that deliver most of the water. Also, all of the storm drains, all of the small washes through town, they all drain here. We're the lowest point in elevation in the 1,600 square mile watershed of the Las Vegas Valley.
So if you're washing your car, doing something with the hose in your yard in Vegas, it's coming through here.
That's right. It goes through the storm drains. It comes here.
How much? How much water?
Well, up to about 200 million gallons of water a day, and that's not on a stormy day. That's on just a normal day.
And where's it going?
It goes straight down to Lake Mead. And actually, this is how Las Vegas, the Las Vegas Valley, recycles its water.
In the 70s, water flowed too fast through the Las Vegas Wash to be purified by the marshlands. Without the cattails to remove undesirable elements, the water rushing into Lake Mead was no longer clean. This is not just a bridge. What else is this?
Well, this is the Upper Diversion Weir Bridge. And so we're on top of a weir that is actually a structure in the water that allows us to slow the water down. It helps the wetlands act the way it's supposed to, which is to help clean that water.
21 weirs trap water in dam-like structures. only allowing small amounts to flow over the barrier. This system slows down water speed and prevents erosion. So this is another weir, and this is where a lot of the birds like to hang out?
That's right. A big function of the wash is that it provides wonderful habitat for the birds, and especially for migratory birds.
Tell me about the role of volunteers and what they do here.
Well, we have about 100 volunteers every year that give us 8 to 10 hours a month. They work in our visitor center. They work by walking the park and letting us know if there's anything that needs to be taken care of. They're out picking up trash, removing graffiti.
Yeah, that is the citizenry of Nevada that I've grown to know and love. I have to tell you, I think this is the most impressive and beautiful reclamation project I've ever seen. So thank you for all the work that you're doing out here. Thank you for your time here today.
Well, thank you very much. It's been a great day.
The Wetlands Park bridges a healthy ecosystem with a thriving urban economy. Environment and engineering come together here to create a sustainable future for humankind and nature. When you're out here, you can actually see the skyline of the Las Vegas Strip, but the people on the Strip can't see you here. You got to get out to enjoy it. And with all this beauty and all this water, you can kind of consider it an escape from the desert and the city at the same time.